The royal mindset, attracting avoidance by rising higher. In relationships with avoidantly attached individuals, the biggest mistake people make isn't loving too much, it's approaching the connection from a place of emotional desperation. They beg for attention, overinvest, and shrink their standards in hopes of winning affection from someone who instinctively recoils from emotional pursuit. But what if the secret to attracting and keeping the respect of avoidance lies not in trying harder, but in rising higher? This article explores a radical psychological strategy, adopting a royal mindset, not as a metaphorical game, but as a powerful shift in identity, one rooted in emotional sovereignty, non-neediness, and self-worth that radiates like a crown. When you stop worrying and start living like royalty, everything changes. Why avoidants bow to kings, not beggars? Avoidants are psychologically attuned to power dynamics. Their nervous systems don't feel safe with emotional demands. They instinctively distance themselves from those who chase, cling, or need reassurance. But when you carry yourself with royal energy, dignified, self-possessed, calm, they respond differently. Why? Because kings don't chase. They attract. When you embody quiet confidence and show that your emotional life is stable with or without them, you signal abundance, not scarcity. And this flips the script. The avoidant, who is used to emotional pursuers, now sees you as someone whose approval must be earned, not assumed. The royal mindset, emotional sovereignty, is magnetic. The royal approach starts with one powerful belief: I am the prize. It's not arrogance. It's the calm assurance that your needs are valid. Your attention is valuable. Your presence is earned, not freely given to whoever wants it. Avoidants unconsciously test for dominance and control. If you approach from a place of lack, trying to prove yourself, you fail their test. But if you demonstrate emotional independence, they feel the gravitational pull of your self-sufficiency. Your presence becomes a mirror. Your standards become a challenge. And your emotional stability becomes a sanctuary they subconsciously crave, but rarely admit. Relieving the pressure. Why emotional non-dependence works. Avoidants fear emotional responsibility. They panic when they feel your happiness depends on them. This pressure triggers their withdrawal response. But when you demonstrate that you are already fulfilled, something remarkable happens. You remove the unspoken burden. You eliminate the need for them to manage your emotions. You create a space where they feel safe to engage voluntarily, not out of obligation. This paradox of freedom draws them in. You're not trying to capture them. You're inviting them into a life that's already abundant. That invitation without pressure is incredibly attractive. The crown of self-worth, your ultimate emotional armor. Self-worth is the foundation of the royal mindset. It's not something you borrow from others' approval. It's earned through personal development, healthy boundaries, emotional discipline, consistent self-respect. When you wear your crown of worth authentically, you stop asking if your standards are too much. You stop accepting emotional breadcrumbs. You walk away from disrespect, not out of anger, but out of self-respect. Avoidants often gaslight, minimize, or challenge your needs. But when you know your value, you don't argue for it, you live by it. The royal court, who you surround yourself with, shapes your standard. Kings aren't alone. They have a court, trusted allies who reflect and reinforce their status. In your life, this means choosing friends who respect your standards, mentors who call you higher, loved ones who remind you of your worth when you forget. Your court helps you resist the temptation to accept emotional scraps. They serve as social proof of your value, which is key for avoidants, who respect those respected by others. Avoidants are more likely to desire entry into a vibrant kingdom than rescue someone from emotional exile. The royal treasury, build wealth in all areas of life. True royalty isn't just symbolic, it's supported by wealth. Not only money, but wealth in physical health, career purpose, emotional intelligence, intellectual growth, creative fulfillment. When you have a rich, multidimensional life, your emotional needs are spread across a full treasury. You don't lean on a partner for your identity. This independence removes pressure and restores balance in relationships, especially with avoidants, who fear being someone's emotional lifeline. Investing in yourself not only protects you from codependency, it makes you irresistibly magnetic. The royal decrees, your standards are law. Kings don't plead for better treatment. They set non-negotiable standards. Royal decrees include consistent communication, emotional availability, respect for time, effort, and boundaries. These aren't preferences. They're requirements. You don't bend them for chemistry, charm, or potential. And when people can't or won't meet them, you exit the relationship without drama, knowing that your peace is more valuable than their presence. This clarity shocks avoidants. They're used to blurred boundaries, but your firmness commands respect and reveals whether they're willing to rise or should be released. The royal schedule. Time is your most valuable currency. You don't drop your life to accommodate unpredictable behavior. Your royal schedule includes time for self-care, solitude, fitness, passion projects, social and emotional nourishment outside the relationship. Avoidants respect those with full, purpose-driven lives. When you honor your time, you send a powerful message. My presence is not casual, it's a gift. The royal response: how kings handle disrespect. Royalty never begs for dignity. When mistreated, kings respond with calm withdrawal, not emotional chaos. Key royal responses: withdraw your attention, not to punish, but to preserve your dignity. Set boundaries without drama or explanation. Maintain your center while others unravel. This non-reactivity creates a mirror. If they can't rise to meet your peace, they're simply revealing their limitations, not your inadequacy. Why this works? Royalty matches avoidant psychology. The royal approach aligns perfectly with avoidant psychology. It avoids emotional pressure. sparks their desire to earn closeness, appeals to their respect for strength and independence. More importantly, it protects you. You're no longer anxiously waiting for breadcrumbs. You're the one choosing, not chasing. If the avoidant rises to meet you, great. If not, you don't crumble, you carry your crown elsewhere. The royal legacy, become the sovereign of your life. This approach isn't about changing others. It's about transforming how you show up. When you live as royalty, you stop compromising your values for fleeting connection. You inspire others to treat you with reverence or lose access to you. You attract partners who value strength, not submission. Avoidants don't need fixing. You don't need saving. What you need is to rule your own kingdom so powerfully that others must rise to meet you or be left behind. Final word. When you stop worrying and start honoring your inner royalty, everything starts to go well, not because you control others, but because you've mastered yourself. You don't need to beg for love. You are love. You radiate worth. You rule your life. And that's exactly what makes others want to earn a place in your kingdom.